Frontier Productions proudly present Star Trek Grissom. Episode 1. All Rumours of Wrath Past and to Come.
Captain's Log, Stardate 8302.72, Starship U.S.S. Hathaway, Captain Jeffrey Pierce reporting. We're on an emergency mission in the Mutara sector, and recent events have taken a very personal toll. Far from the advertised world of paradise ready for colonization, the Genesis planet has deteriorated into a molten husk with seismic disturbances so violent magma erupts into orbit. It's nothing less than a disaster. Commander Sinclair and Lieutenant Ramirez have confirmed the total destruction of U.S.S. Enterprise, commanded by Rogue Admiral James T. Kirk, and U.S.S. Grissom, commanded by J.T. Esteban, who was, a close friend and mentor. We've brought samples of both ships aboard for inspection to determine exactly what led to their demise. With it comes the black box of the Grissom, containing, amongst other things, the ship's log. Duty demands that I review the log. Listening to it will be personally difficult. I'll have to start at the beginning and reconstruct events at the day the Grissom was assigned to its mission.
Jonathan.
Lawrence, my friend, I thought you'd finally been swallowed by Excelsior's technical manuals. Good to hear from you.
Likewise, old man. Excelsior's a beauty, and we're almost ready to leave space dock. I just need a new chief engineer. But enough about me. I heard you're en route to Starbase 67 for new crew assignments.
A new science officer, Commander Solak, but mostly cadets. Most of them are transfers from the Enterprise.
The Enterprise? I see.
Bridge to Captain Esteban. We're on final approach to Starbase 67.
Drop to Impulse and send our identification codes. I'll be there presently.
Aye, sir.
So the rumors are true then? Captain Spock is dead?
Yes. Starfleet Command has confirmed it. Is that why you're calling?
It bothers me. Kirk bothers me. He's been a loose cannon for far too long.
You know Jim Kirk. He's a maverick. What else do you expect?
Honestly, everything. And where's the Enterprise now, anyway? Do we know what happened yet?
The Enterprise is investigating the disappearance of the Gallant. As to the exact circumstances of Commander Spock's death, I have no idea. The top brass ain't saying nothing, but the whole Mutara sector is strictly off limits now.
Captain, the Starbase is hailing us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chapman. Request permission to dock.
Aye, sir.
So what's your mission?
We'll be cataloging some gaseous anomalies in the Azadi system. Nothing special.
Oh, I know that look on your face, John.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, Lawrence.
Captain, it's...
Yes, Lieutenant Commander, I'm on my way. I hate to cut this short, Lawrence, but I have to go.
I understand. Jonathan, it's a dangerous time for the Federation. Keep your eyes and ears open out there.
Of course. Good luck with the hunt for an engineer.
There's a message from Mr. Case. Please complete the information.
He's so by the book. I can't believe the old man gave 24 hours of shore leave to the crew. It's not his style at all.
Why are you frustrated then? He's not that bad.
I never said he is. I just keep looking for the pointed ears. Ah, here we are.
Hunter's moon?
Yeah, this is the place.
Is that as in a hunter's moon to hunt by, or the owner is Hunter?
Well, you could say that. But you don't want to get on the wrong side of her.
And why would that be? On second thoughts, don't tell me.
Chappie! Chappie! How good to see you! What the hell brings you here, you old rugger bugger?
Chappie?
Oh, this is my colleague Becky Sato. Becky, this is Danielle Hunter, the owner of this den of villainy.
Oh, call me Danny. Can I get you guys something? Have a table. I guess you're going for...
The usual, cheers.
Not for me, thank you. I'm just not into alcohol.
Since when?
For a while.
Something you need to tell me, Becky?
Forget about me. You're still looking frustrated.
And I am. I shouldn't be here.
It's about your application, isn't it? What was it again? Hathaway or Excelsior? Still feeling too good for a science vessel like Grissom?
Maybe. Think of the opportunities I'd have if I served on a starship that was involved in first contact missions or diplomatic relations.
Christopher, this is not the end of your life. You're 32.
But I'm a linguistics expert. If I stay on the Grissom, my career will go nowhere.
Remember, you're statistically safer on a science vessel than on any heavy cruiser.
You're paranoid.
And you're drinking Romulan ale. Don't you see what's happening around us? It's not only the neutral zone, it's about what's going on in the Mutara Nebula. The Reliant and Gallant both reported lost, the Enterprise damaged, Captain Spock dying.
You are paranoid.
I'm realistic. I think science missions are the true spirit of exploration. And as I said, there's no safer place out there right now than Grissom.
Greetings, Admiral Worrell. Admiral Kirk advised me I was to contact you directly via this encrypted channel.
At ease, Lieutenant Savick. You know your mentor, Captain Spock, was very proud of you. He saw you going far, maybe even surpassing him one day.
I shall also miss him, Admiral. It was a privilege to serve under him.
Savick, your work aboard Enterprise has been nothing short of exemplary. You're going to make one hell of a fine science officer. Admiral Kirk himself recommended you for this mission.
Thank you, sir.
Your performance has brought you to the attention of Dr. David Marcus. He's specifically requested your assignment to this scientific mission to the Genesis planet.
Good. That would be a logical request of his. I will go wherever Starfleet feels I am needed and my talents could be used to their utmost. I am, after all, here to learn, explore, and as Admiral Kirk put it, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Why, Lieutenant Savick, was that a joke?
I was not attempting to be humorous, Admiral. It is not my forte. I shall endeavor to attempt to tell a joke if you wish.
I believe there is hope for you yet, Lieutenant. Dr. Marcus is preparing to leave Spacelab Regular 1 to rendezvous with the U.S.S. Enterprise, which will then rendezvous with the U.S.S. Grissom, which I am about to assign to the Genesis mission. You will be acting as science officer to Commander Solak. This mission is Priority Code 1 confidential. Only Admiral Kirk is aware of your specific reassignment. There will be no further discussion until you board Grissom. Is this clear?
Yes, Admiral.
Admiral Kirk knows we're drafting you. I've squared it with him. Pack your kit bag and be ready to leave when you hear from me.
Aye, sir. Thank you, sir. Lieutenant Savick out.
Admiral Morrow is almost ready to see you, Captain Esteban.
Thank you. Do you know what brings him this far out? Rather a long haul from Starfleet Command to the Azadi sector.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't, but I suspect you'll find out soon. Oh, and here we go. Second door to the right, please.
Esteban, you're late.
Admiral, I didn't expect you to be here at all.
Let's say surprising circumstances require unexpected measures. Have a seat. I'll come straight to the point, Captain. Effective immediately, I am canceling your shore leave. You have a new and priority mission ahead of you.
Well, this is a surprise.
I have already assigned Commander Solak as first officer on the Grissom with this particular mission in mind.
I see, sir. I was wondering why you accepted my request for him. He has an excellent record.
Because of your mission. What do you know about the work of Dr. Carol Marcus?
Marcus, of course. Isn't she involved in terraforming?
That's correct. Your mission concerns a project developed by Dr. Carol Marcus and her team at Space Station Regula 1. Computer, play demonstration Project Genesis, security code Beta 1968 Omega.
I am Dr. Carol Marcus, the director of the Project Genesis team at Regula 1. What exactly is Genesis? Put simply, Genesis is a procedure by where the molecular structure of any given matter can be restructured and changed into anything else of identical mass. Stage 1 of our experiment was conducted in the laboratory. Stage 2 of the series will be attempted in a lifeless underground. Stage 3 will involve the process on a planetary scale. What follows is a computer-projected simulation of Stage 3. Please watch closely.
That's amazing.
There's more. It's been done.
The Genesis effect. It has been tested.
It wasn't meant to be implemented for another 6 months, but the Genesis device was detonated
In the Mutara sector.
Precisely.
That's why you quarantined it.
It's off limits to all civilian traffic and Starfleet vessels.
So why are you telling... Oh, I see. You want to send the Grissom. What about Admiral Kirk? Shouldn't he be leading this?
You don't understand. It was the actions of Spock that saved the Enterprise, at the cost of his own life.
I didn't know.
Few do. So Kirk's too involved emotionally. Besides, we're going to decommission the Enterprise.
Sir, I've recently taken on a score of cadets. I don't have enough experienced crew to take on an assignment of this caliber.
I'm assigning you several specialists, and you now have Commander Solak. I have also just assigned Lieutenant Savick of the Enterprise as your science officer. She was intimately involved in the entire Noonien Singh incident. A science vessel will be able to slip in under enemy radar, something the Enterprise couldn't do.
But I need more information.
Captain, you are to leave this starbase and make best possible speed to Pacifica. There you will collect a Dr. Liebman. I will have his details and those of the other specialists transmitted to Grissom by encrypted message. Do I make myself clear?
Aye, sir.
From Pacifica, you will maintain silent running apart from direct communication with me.
Understood.
You can brief your senior crew when you reach Pacifica. Until then, they can consider it a jaunt to the seaside. You can spend the journey studying the specialist personnel files and the accompanying information on the Genesis project.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Given the paranoia in the Alpha Quadrant, it has to be done this way. And don't worry about your crew, you have a fine ship. They can just see it as an
adventure?
Why not? After all, this may be a more rewarding mission than any of us can imagine.
You don't understand, Mother.
David, I need you here. Our team has so much to do assessing the damage on Regula 1. The Genesis shockwave hit it really hard. You can't just go gallivanting off again.
I have to offer my services to them. Starfleet wants...
I don't care what Starfleet wants. You're not going.
The Federation is sending a starship back to the Genesis planet. They'll need me on that mission. You know I know the project better than anyone.
I don't think so.
Except you, maybe.
You've made up your mind, haven't you?
Mother...
David, listen to me. I believe Starfleet had its own strange agenda, and you must keep your eyes open all the time. Apart from your father, I'm not sure who I trust in Starfleet anymore.
Don't worry, I'll be careful. And I'll be watching out for any hidden agendas.
Give me a hug.
For a scientist, you can be quite melodramatic.
For a son, you can be a bit too much like your father.
Dr. Saraz? What the?
Ah, I see you've met Muggle.
He belongs to you.
Well, as much as Muggle lets himself be owned by anyone, I would say yes, he does. And you are?
Cadet Cara McLaughlin. I'm perhaps a little bit early.
No problem, dear. I'm afraid our tyrant of a captain has me processing you cadets like Endorian rock snakes today, in and out. Please lie down on the bio bed.
Your dog, Muggle, is staring at me.
That's better than biting, isn't it? He seems to like you. Your finger, please.
Ouch.
I need to do some basic blood work. As for your scans, you're in perfect health. Yes, Muggle, you'll get your lunch soon.
Does the captain know you have?
Well, he does. Feel free to report to me what he has to say about him.
You're not serious.
No, I'm not. I think our captain has a heart of gold, really. Open your mouth. Good. Now look at this. Muggle really likes you.
He's cute.
Do you like dogs then?
Sure, we always had 2 or 3 back home in Ireland.
Excellent. Would you like to walk him for me, once or twice a day?
I don't know. I have a busy duty roster and tons of study to complete.
And I am a senior officer.
Well, maybe I can factor in some Muggle time then.
Excellent. Say tomorrow at 1300 hours?
Energize. Captain Esteban, welcome back aboard, sir.
Thank you, Commander Otea. Commander Solek, this is Commander Stephanie Otea, my chief engineer.
Commander.
Is all in order?
As requested, we're ready to depart space dock within 1 hour.
Very good. Walk with us, Commander Otea.
I believe you were previously assigned to the U.S.S. Reliant.
Indeed.
I was saddened to hear of the loss of the ship, but I understand your crew were all rescued by the Enterprise.
Bridge.
May I ask why we are leaving so suddenly, Captain?
A direct order from Admiral Morrow and Starfleet Command. Priority 1. I will brief the senior staff presently. I have some reading of my own to do first.
Captain on the bridge.
Commander Solek, this is Lieutenant Sato, our helms officer.
Peace and long life, Commander.
And to you, Lieutenant.
Where is Lieutenant Commander Chapman?
Sir, he was delayed at the starbase.
You mean he's still on leave? Childers, hail his communicator.
Aye, sir. Grissom to Chapman, report. Grissom to Chapman, report. Commander Chapman, please report.
If you can't make your mind up, we'll never
Grissom to Chapman, report.
get started.
Chapman here. Sorry, Grissom. Lost track of time.
Then get your sorry ass back on my bridge in the next 15 minutes, or you'll be losing track of time assigned to your quarters. Hurry.
On my way.
Say yes, but if you don't...
Lieutenant Sato, make preparations to disembark. I'm sorry, Commander Solek. No one aboard was expecting me to be casting off again so quickly.
It is understandable.
I'm delighted to have an officer of your caliber on board. I'm clearly lacking senior staff.
It is an honor to serve.
Clive, I know you have your problems with Starfleet. God knows I've been through the mill with them this time. But you have to help me.
Carol, I can't. I'm close to discovering the location of the Aldean civilization. It has to be right here at Epsilon Minus.
Epsilon Minus? There's nothing there, Clive. Aldea is a myth, a legend, just like Shangri-La or Vortivore. It's your own personal Atlantis.
Carol, I know what you've been through, and I appreciate your intention. But David's old enough. He doesn't need minding. What is the mission exactly?
I'd like to tell you, but I'm under regulations not to talk about it.
Really? So, this thing that you're not allowed to talk about, has there been any progress?
One could say no further progress was required at this particular stage.
What? Are you telling me that the
Clive?
That this thing that you're not allowed to talk about, that you've begun the next phase?
Completed the next phase will be more correct.
Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. And so, you've turned to me.
And so I have. Now will you help me?
I don't owe you anything, Carol.
Clive, it's David I'm concerned about.
Well, then, I was thinking of taking a break in my search for the Aldeans. I'll tell you what, I'll start making my way toward the Mutara sector. You can tell Starfleet I'll sign up for their mission.
You won't regret it.
I'm sure I will. In the meantime, I'm going to need to resupply my ship. There's a Delta asteroid base out here in Epsilon Minus, Nemo Sinera. I'm sure they'll oblige with whatever supplies I need.
Thank you, Clive. Sincerely. I'll let Harry Morrow know your whereabouts and ask him for rendezvous coordinates so whatever vessel he signs to the mission can meet you.
All umbilicals detached, sir. Immediate vicinity is clear.
A lot of cost for Pacifica then. Mr. Chapman, open the ship-wide con channel.
Com open, sir.
All hands. This is the captain speaking. I'm sorry for the rush, but Starfleet Command has ordered us to head to Pacifica immediately. I welcome all of our new crew aboard and hope you will play your part in our journey. All stations, prepare for departure. Esteban, out.
Moorings cleared.
Docking control grants permission to leave.
Take us out, Mr. Sato. 1/4 impulse.
Aye.
Chapman, from here on in, all external communications are to be routed through the senior comm officer on the bridge, which is you. From Pacifica, it'll be silent running, so you know what to do.
Understood.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
We're clear.
Well then. Bridge to engineering. Status.
Warp speed at your command, Captain.
Thank you, Commander. Lieutenant Sato, engage. Captain's log, stardate 8148.4. Grissom is 1 day out from Starbase 67, heading with best possible speed to Pacifica. The crew, including the senior staff, is as yet unaware of our real mission parameter. I'm having difficulty believing half of the data myself. Today, we are expecting our new shuttlecraft, which is en route to rendezvous with the Grissom from her point of origin, Starbase 21. She is piloted by the ship's security and security operations officers, Lieutenants Hewson and Thornton, whom I look forward to welcoming back on board. I have also asked Chapman to ensure the crew send any messages they have to their loved ones, as it won't be possible when it's silent running. Come in.
Captain,
Yes, Doctor.
would I be able to make a moment of your time?
Sure. Unsettled by the bunch of cadets I send to you for the physicals.
Andorians don't get unsettled at all. At least we don't admit that we do.
I see. So what's on your mind?
When I was at Starfleet headquarters last year, I had the rare honor to listen to one of the Federation's most acclaimed xenologists, Dr. Michael Liebman.
And?
I've just been sent his medical file by Starfleet Command. I am the CMO. Why was I not told he was coming aboard?
Let's just say he will be joining us for a while.
Obviously, but why?
Vindy.
Come on, John. I know when you're trying to hide something, and I've known you too long not to like this at all. So let me guess, we're heading for the Mutara sector, aren't we?
What makes you think that?
Let me see. The news networks, rumors of a recent low-gamma explosion, large parts of the Mutara Nebula disappearing overnight. And now, I'm suddenly inundated with medical files for new civilian crew assignments which nobody knows about. I've received files for Dr. Clive Saunders and David Marcus, as well as Dr. Liebman, who I see in this file is currently on Pacifica.
I can't talk to you about it. I don't even know enough myself to have an opinion.
So it's true then?
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. And I see danger coming, and you're looking quite concerned for a human. John, what can I do to help you?
What you always do, Vindy. Just be vigilant. Be my eyes and my ears.
Yes, Muggle, you're a good dog. Go to Uncle Jonathan.
Vindy, I really don't think this is...
Admit it, you like him.
I don't.
But he does like you. So I suggest you be nice to him by all means. He has done nothing wrong at all.
Has he not?
Muggle! Naughty boy!
Vindy, I have to ask you to keep this creature out of my ready room, as well as out of sickbay.
Captain!
Consider that an order.
All right then. Come, Muggle. We're done here.
And send someone up to remove this mess.
Bridge to Captain Esteban.
Go ahead.
Priority 1 message from Starbase 67. Admiral Morrow.
Oh. Put it through, Mr. Chapman. Admiral?
Jonathan, we don't have time. Are your security officers back aboard yet?
Not yet. We rendezvous in 1.3 hours.
Good. As soon as they are on board, you will divert to Epsilon Minos.
Let me guess. More scientists?
It's about Dr. Clive Saunders. He appears to have been on his way to a Deltan base called Cinera at Epsilon Minos to resupply, and is now reported missing. Dr. Carol Marcus directly contacted me from Space Lab Regular 1. Jonathan, Starfleet cannot afford to have him reported missing or lost. He was part of the original Genesis project, and it's most important that he is secured. He knows too much. The Klingons are already nosing around at the borders, which is where I have sent the Enterprise.
So this Deltan base is his last known location?
Exactly. And he just disappeared from the radar. Find him, Jonathan, before somebody else does. Morrow out.
Aye, sir.
And I thought it must be a joke, until I had to take a look at it myself. And there he stood, like he was hypnotized, staring through the side window of the intermix chamber, and I didn't know if I should burst out in laughter or just shout at him. Plummer said he must have been there, motionless for almost a half an hour. So I just tap him on the shoulder, and suddenly he turns around in a daze, and after a moment he just says, "Sorry, ma'am, but I liked the glow."
Oh dear. What was the subject again?
He's a climatologist. Not really what I need visiting in engineering.
So you've decided to let him stare?
Well, Becky, as long as he doesn't attempt to seek physical connection with the warp core.
Oh, come on, Stephanie. You must have a soft spot for him. You'd run me off your deck double quick time.
Must have been hit by the pheromones.
It must be hard for the poor kid. All that oath of celibacy stuff, been away from his home world. Deltans are very sociable. He's just keeping himself to himself because of his oath.
Yes, he is a very careful young man who refuses any kind of bodily contact.
Because when he touches you, his Deltan empathy will distract you again.
His pheromones, to be precise. But please, Becky, this is me you are talking to.
How old is he again?
20.
And his name?
Aben.
A lonely Deltan boy who's finding it hard playing it safe.
I didn't say that, now did I?
Lieutenants Torsen and Hewson, reporting for duty, sir.
Welcome home, gentlemen. This is our new first officer, Commander Solak, who has joined us in your absence.
Our pleasure, sir.
And I see you brought our new shuttlecraft with you. What do you think of it?
It's almost flying by itself. Even a scientist can handle it. Highly recommendable, sir.
Have you found a name for it?
Not yet, but the crew is currently voting. Thor, Houston, I'll be updating the senior crew as to our full mission parameter on arrival at Pacifica. I want you both to know, however, that we are heading into uncharted waters, and I'll be depending on the both of you to keep this ship and her crew safe. In the interim, Chapman will have briefed you on our diversion to the Epsilon Miners sector.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Thor and myself have work to do.
Commander?
Yes, sir?
Dr. Carol Marcus contacted Starfleet today and reported that one of her lead scientists, Dr. Clive Saunders, is missing.
Dr. Marcus. She's a leading exponent of terraforming research.
She is. So was Dr. Saunders, who was en route to the Delton base at Epsilon Minus. It's not far away, so we should know more about it soon.
It should be a routine inquiry. Deltons usually prove helpful in most matters. If they know anything about the location of Dr. Saunders, they will endeavor to aid us.
Yes, Commander. I'm not anticipating any problems. I've read the profile on Saunders, a bit of a cowboy by all accounts, and he had a falling out with Starfleet. It might very well be the case that his intention is making us come to him rather than rendezvousing with Grissom.
I reviewed the crew manifest when I boarded yesterday, and note we have a Delton on board ourselves. Perhaps he might offer some insight into Sonara Base. His name is Abbott.
I'm ahead of you, Commander. I've asked Chapman to talk to him, to ascertain what he knows, and to assign him to any landing party to the base.
A logical decision. Now, if you'll excuse me, Captain, Commander Ater is due to give me a tour of engineering.
Of course. Mr. Hewson.
Permission to speak freely, sir.
Always, Paul.
Considering the unknown parameters of our mission, I'm concerned about our level of security.
Go on.
I'm just this minute back aboard, and already I can tell you the crew are uneasy. They want to know what our mission is.
You mean they want me to tell them?
Yes, sir.
As I said earlier, Lieutenant, I'll give a full senior staff briefing at Pacifica.
Sir, sorry to push you on this, but would it be appropriate to run security drills and run diagnostics on our shields and defense fields in the interim? Is it that type of mission?
Very astute, Lieutenant. Run your diagnostics. I'm afraid to say it is exactly that type of mission.
I knew I would find you here.
Dr. Liebman, you seem angry.
Starfleet has pushed Grissom's rendezvous with us back again. I can't believe it. And you know why? They're looking for Saunders, because the dumbass of a wannabe academic finally got lost between the stars. I tell you, Starfleet should be quite happy about that. But instead, they're sending Grissom to find him. How ridiculous.
Who is Saunders? Is he important?
Unfortunately, yes. He used to be working on the Genesis project with this horrible woman and her son. The most incompetent team of a lifetime. I wouldn't be surprised if he is actually one of those to blame for our recent trouble. If I had been in his place when they developed the device, the project would have gone a different direction, and the news service wouldn't be telling such frightening stories about all these rumors.
Aren't we joining the Grissom precisely because of those rumors? Personally, I'm looking forward to hearing more.
And you will. As soon as we've boarded, I'm advised by Admiral Morrow that the Grissom crew will be briefed in full. Morrow sent me the files on the so-called Genesis project already. I have them here on this datapad.
That pod?
Do you see any other? Listen to me when I speak it, Persong. It contains a presentation by Carol Marcus on her terraforming project. I'd just love to know how they solved the intermix problem. Surely not with protomatter. This is at once most irritating and yet exciting.
Very good, Doctor.
Anyway, would you like to join me for lunch?
I'm sorry, Doctor, but I already had lunch. It proved difficult to catch, but then the thrill of the hunt is in the chase. I am still digesting it.
Oh, of course, sure. I'm sorry if I disturbed your digestion then.
Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Bye then.
Goodbye, Doctor. Milady Valkyries, this is in person. I think I may have access to something which will be of great interest to the Empire. You know that information on the Mutara sector you were looking for? I may be able to help you out soon, for my usual fee.
Message for the FC Lore 2 Belea, Delta 4.
Please state your name.
Specialist 2nd Class Aiden.
Voice recognition confirmed. Begin message.
My dearest sister, I cannot put in words how much I miss you. You are right, it is so difficult to live away from our world, keeping myself under discipline at all times. I have been assigned to the U.S.S. Grissom now, which is much smaller than the Ballard, but at least a science vessel. People here are methodical and emotionally balanced, but I think when my duty here ends, I might request a leave of absence and come home. It has been too long already. Blessings to the rest of our family. I will see you soon, I promise. End recording.
Esteban, there you are.
Sorry, Lieutenant, Commander.
Chapman, nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, I was just doing my...
Your message recording? Oh, I see. Sorry to have interrupted you. Are you crying?
No, sir. Yes, sir. It is nothing, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed, we're diverting to a Deltan research outpost in the Epsilon Minus system called Sinera Base. Know anything about it?
Deltan Research Outpost? As far as I am aware, there's no such thing, sir. At least not to my knowledge. Sinera is the name of one of Delta 4's moons, though.
Interesting. And I thought you could tell me what kind of research they're doing there.
I do not know. This is most worrying. I cannot imagine such a facility would be sanctioned by our government.
Curious. However, Captain Esteban would like you to be a part of the landing party when we arrive.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me. Thank Captain Esteban. And wipe your eyes before you return to duty.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Hey, it's okay.
Don't touch me!
Esteban, what the...
Why did you touch me?
Oh, I feel... dizzy.
I am so sorry. Do you want to come in and sit down for a while, sir? My bunkmates are on duty.
No, What is that?
Nothing, sir. This is me, sir. I apologize.
Well, whatever it is, don't do it again.
Sorry, sir.
And don't be sorry all the time! Now I'm sorry. You'll be called once we've approached the base. In the meantime, I'll report your concerns to the captain.
Yes, sir. Sorry again. My apologies. I am always emotional when I think of home.
Yes, well, I'll leave you to your thoughts. As you were, Specialist. Dangerous little beggar.
It appears your pituitary gland has been thrown out of kilter.
What? What would cause that?
Well, it looks like you have been under the influence of the Deltan pheromones.
I beg your pardon?
Have you recently been in bodily contact with the Deltan commander?
Well, I touched Specialist Esteban on the shoulder.
He must have accidentally released some pheromones, which you then absorbed.
Aha. And what does that mean?
Hard to say. It would depend how he was feeling at the time. This hypo will aid in negating some of the effects, but my suggestion is just to keep your distance from all Deltans until the effects wear off. Either that, or shave your head bald and ask Specialist Esteban on a date.
Sorry, but I'm not that way inclined.
Are you sure?
As sure as I am that I don't really enjoy your blue sense of humour.
I'm Andorian. It's the only humour I have.
Well then keep it, but just keep it to yourself.
Dr. Saraz, I was wondering if... Oh, you're busy.
No, it's fine, Rebecca. I was just... leaving.
Wow.
So you've come about the results of your physical?
Yeah. Did you find something bad?
Just the opposite, actually. You're pregnant.
Pregnant? Are you sure?
Well, I didn't get the doctor title because it sounds nice against my name.
Wow. I'm pregnant.
I see you're uncomfortable with it, but you should be happy. Don't know what causes it?
It's not that, it's just...
Inconvenient?
Unexpected. But Robert will be happy about it. At least I hope that.
Is that your husband? Have you recorded your message to him yet?
Yes, but I'll speak to Chapman, or the captain. Maybe he can...
If you want my advice, for a moment, I wouldn't tell the captain. You're only 9 weeks, so there will be no adverse effect on your work, and he does get sentimental about these sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. And what about me?
The base is on an unnamed asteroid, which the Deltans renamed Cenera after one of the moons of Delta 4. After much digging around and clearance given by Admiral Morrow at your request, Captain, I have discovered that the base construction was assisted by Starfleet, so the layout and schematics are similar to a Federation tactical asteroid base.
The question is, if Mr. Esteban is right, and the Deltan government might not have been involved or sanctioned it, who in Starfleet would have ordered the assistance on this project?
I'm with you on this, Commander. Thorson, any clues on who authorized this?
I believe that the order came from Grand Admiral Turner, sir, but I haven't been able to contact any of his staff.
Bridge to Captain Esteban. We're entering the Epsilon Minus system.
We're on our way, Chapman. Helm, drop to impulse.
Captain on the bridge.
Status report.
They're not answering our hails, sir.
Mr. Solak?
Long-range sensors are detecting another vessel between us and the base, approximately 2,000 kilometers out from the asteroid housing the base. Scans are being hampered by a radiation leak from the warp core. The vessel is adrift and appears to have suffered damage. I shall endeavor to compensate for the radiation.
Is a warp core breach imminent?
Negative, but I am detecting 2 life forms on board, both Klingon, and both are fading.
Red alert. Ray shields. Houston, scan for cloaked Klingon ships. We might have a bird of prey out there.
Short and long-range sensors are proving negative. I suggest we keep a safe distance until we can run more scans.
Sato, full stop and hold position.
Aye.
Mr. Solak, identify the location of those Klingons so we can beam them aboard. And somebody, turn off that noise. Thank you.
The radiation leak from the warp core precludes transporting the Klingons to Grissom. Additionally, we have no way of knowing how injured they are. Their life signs are fading fast.
Thorson, secure that ship and get me those Klingons, ASAP. Get a team together.
Aye.
I have a transmission from the Cenera base coming in, sir.
On screen.
Starship Grissom, we are receiving your hail. I am Turnus of Delta 4. We are most pleased to see you.
This is Captain Jonathan T. Esteban speaking. We're in this system looking for Dr. Clive Saunders, who was last known to be heading for your base. However, we've discovered a drifting Deltan vessel with Klingons on board, and you haven't answered our hails. Can you explain any of this?
Equipment scavenging pirates hijacked one of our supply ships recently. We are a peaceful people, Captain. We have no weapons, and we're powerless to stop them. They must have fought amongst themselves when they had finished with us.
We are dispatching a shuttle to establish the situation on your supply ship. In the interim, did you meet Dr. Saunders?
I am sorry, Captain, but no other vessel has come here in the past month. Perhaps he has fallen prey to the pirates too.
Perhaps. What's your current status?
We have wounded here on our base and are running out of supplies.
Transmit coordinates. We will send a landing party to assess your need. Grissom out. That's disturbing news.
I would recommend we ascertain the Klingon side of this story.
Don't you believe this, Turles?
It is not a matter of faith, Captain.
Either way, we're going to find out soon, Commander. Assemble a landing party.
Your friends have come after you, Dr. Saunders. I shall be thankful because you led them to me.
Bastard. What are my assistants?
Your colleagues? Well, let us say they were much less resilient. They are dead.
You damn.
Well, Doctor. Are we in a rage? I asked, are we in a rage?
No.
But you are lying. You are lying to me. And I think we will have a little more cooperation, yes? After all, they say resistance is futile. So I may ask you, have you ever experienced a Delta mind rape before?
I don't understand why we had to bring this thing along.
Careful, Lieutenant. Muggle has feelings, you know.
And it is those feelings that might help us.
Abin is correct in this instance. This canine is not as easily affected by Deltan pheromones, Lieutenant, whereas both you and the Doctor are most susceptible.
Is it just me, or does this place look too neat to have been raided by pirates?
These large storage containers are full. There doesn't appear to be any carbon scoring from phaser or disruptor fire.
Calm down, Muggle. Now just calm.
Phasers on stun.
Now look at this. Our Federation friends. Commander Solak, right? Dr. Siraz and Lieutenant Hewson. And Abin, son of Lortu and Belea. Welcome to my little place of pleasure.
Fascinating. And how do you know our nomenclature?
By reading his mind.
He's invading me.
Stop this!
Cease this now, Turles, or we will fire.
I must apologize, Commander, but you will do no such thing. You will yield to my will, or you will die.
What did you do? Hewson? Lieutenant Hewson, can you hear me?
Do not trouble yourself, Doctor. He is dead. Yes, try to resist, Falcon. I have looked forward a long time to a strong mind to challenge me. But in the end, you will succumb, just like the rest.
Any word from the landing party?
No, sir. Something's interfering with our communications. Lieutenant Thorson is hailing from the derelict vessel, sir.
Put it on.
Sir, we have the Klingons and are about to return to the ship. Get our people out of the base immediately. They're in danger.
Transporter room. Get our people out of Sinera, now.
We can't, sir. Something's blocking us. They must have raised shields.
Confirmed.
Locate their shield generators and lock phasers. I'm gonna punch a hole through these shields. Mr. Chapman, send a repeated message to Turles. Release Starfleet landing party, or suffer the consequences.
captain surprises me. He is just risking your lives. What a fool.
Solak, are you alright? Solak!
See, Commander, you finally lost. Now look at you. But you, Abin, you do not have to worry. You shall be happy to serve me soon. You will hate me, everyone does, but you will serve me.
Why? Why this violence? This is not the Deltan way.
Just the same kind of violence you are using on others, am I not right? Did you not invade this Chatman creature without his permission? So do not lecture me at all, for we are much the same, you and I.
No.
Abin, just give it up. Be away with you!
Commander, now!
Thank you for setting my phaser, Doctor.
No second chances with that fiend.
My Deltan friends, I can feel your pain. Turles is dead. You are free. Drop your shields. Please. Please.
Yes, drop the shields.
Grissom, this is Esteban.
Request emergency transport.
From what we can ascertain, dozens of Deltans followed Turles to this colony to examine ways to negate or control the pheromones, to make their off-world travels easier for them. Turles began to experiment on them. His mental powers seemed to grow following an experiment he carried out on himself. The Deltans tried to stop his work, but he effectively controlled them with little effort, adjusting their pheromone levels to make them docile.
But what about the Klingons?
12 months ago, Turles contacted the Klingons, asking for live specimens and promising a biological weapon in return. The Klingons gave him prisoners from their penal world, rampant. When he attempted to experiment on the Klingons, who brought the prisoners, they stole the Deltan vessel and tried to escape.
Lovely smell.
Sir, securing the Klingons, and not their personal hygiene, was my priority.
Are you the captain?
Yes.
My companion and I want to thank you.
You thank me?
The way you handled the situation, you have the true soul of a warrior.
I'll have to pass that on to the crew.
We have a last request, though.
Request?
Yes, Captain, you must kill us. We must not be sent back to our people in dishonor, tortured and violated by that Deltan, and facing a life with our own families pointing their fingers at us. If you kill us, it will be for them. We will have died in honor.
I'm afraid I can't do this. We're members of the Federation. We do not kill if we don't have to.
The time will come when you will change your mind, human.
I have no grievances with the Klingon Empire.
But the next time you meet one of us, it might be on a battlefield.
Thank you for the information. Don't you like water, gentlemen?
We drink it, as we must.
Well, you won't have to drink it, but if I can give you one piece of advice, go and wash yourself. You're both beginning to smell like togs in heat. That'll be all, Thorson. Feed them. Maybe Admiral Morrow knows what to do with these warriors.
Jonathan!
Good to see you're well, Vendy. How is Saunders?
He's fine. He'll survive. I've operated and stabilized him.
And Muggle?
He'll live too. Broken pelvis, but he'll live.
Bridge to Captain Esteban. Incoming Priority 1 transmission from Starfleet Command. It's Admiral McKnight.
McKnight? I'll take it in Dr. Siraz's office.
Aye, sir.
Alex, glad to hear from you. How are things at Starfleet Command?
You don't want to know. Just put it under the category worse than ever.
Politics?
I call it bureaucracy. All I want right now is out on a field command again. It was dumb of me to take Admiral Stars.
You've gone through with it then?
You better bet that antique dollar you got stashed away. As of this morning, I put in my papers for a voluntary demotion to captain. Tried to get some indication on how the wind is blowing, but no dice. Everyone's climbing up.
So you're not involved in taking care of the recent events?
I'm well aware of your mission, John. Harry Morrow's taken the lead on Genesis on Grand Admiral Turner's executive orders. Not that I have any heartburn with it. Harry can have it. What I know of it already is enough to make my hair grow gray.
Do Jeff Pierce and Larry Stiles know what's happening?
You know damn good and well I can't discuss Genesis with either of them. They don't know about it, and that's the way it's gotta be. There's been too many leaks on this project already. I fully expect the news service to break the whole story before long.
So this isn't going to be the straightforward scientific mission I hoped for, is it?
I hate to say it, John, but you've been handed the most dangerous mission in the Alpha Quadrant. You have a long voyage ahead of you.
Excuse me, Captain, Admiral, but you might want to see Commander Solak right now.
Solak? He's aboard? How is he?
He's dying.
This young man here has done everything he can, but it is too late.
I am so sorry, but I cannot restore his strength.
Doctor?
Terrorless effectively lobotomized his higher brain function. He now has no movement and he is falling into a vegetative state. How he managed to fire that phaser is beyond me.
I can sense you, Captain. I am attempting to hold on my higher functions, but I'm failing. We Vulcans have a facet to our beings called a Katra, our pure mental being, our soul. My link to this has been severed, Captain, by Turles.
Commander, I am so very, very sorry. I truly am.
Don't be, Captain. I have chosen to allow myself to die. I do not wish to be a shell. You must respect this, as I respect you.
I do, Solak. I do. I just wish I could have come to know you better. Peace.
Live long and prosper, Captain. Complete your mission.
Thank you all for coming to the shuttle bay. I wanted to gather the crew here together in a place where I could talk to you personally. I wanted to talk to you all about the terrible events of yesterday, of our losses, and in honor of two noble men from aboard this ship who died under tragic circumstances. I wanted to say some words. As you know, we are shortly to leave Sonara Base and proceed to Pacifica. We have liberated the Deltans and freed the prisoners of Turles. But it has cost us our dearest blood. You all knew Paul Hewson as a colleague, a friend, as a man. I have sent our sympathies to his partner, Mark, and his extended family. Commander Solak, an officer of fine reputation and standing, has been stolen from us too soon. But still, we go on. And I want to thank you, each and every one, for your morale and your spirit, which more than any warp engine powers this vessel to undertake missions of great importance for the scientific world and the ideals of the Federation, and which allow me, as your captain, to continue on. At this moment in time, I can only beg for your patience. Your recorded messages will be forwarded to your loved ones from Pacifica, and a new mission will begin. In the meantime, I want you to keep your spirits raised. There may be wonders ahead, or dangers,
I do not know. The Klingons are gathering on the borders of the neutral zone, and you are all aware of the rumors of recent events and of heavy losses for Starfleet. But wherever our mission may take us, as your captain, I aim to get us there and back again in one piece. I can promise you that it's going to be an interesting journey.
We're listening to Star Trek Grissom Episode 1, featuring Clive Saunders as Captain Jonathan T. Esteban, Dallas Teague Snyder as Dr. Vindy Siraz, Jennifer Cole as Commander Stephanie O'Terre, Nick Beckwith as Lieutenant Commander Christopher Chapman. Introducing Grania Ahern as Lieutenant Rebecca Sato and Impersong, Rick Pike as Lieutenant Lars Thorson, Benjamin Cavesdale as Specialist Second Class Aben, Anya Niquiloin as Ensign Cara McLaughlin, Renda Carr as Lieutenant Savick, Adrian Jones as David Marcus, Melissa D. Wilson as Dr. Carol Marcus, Will Dees as Dr. Clive Saunders, Michael Liebman as Dr. Michael Liebman, and Andrew Foster as Admiral Harry Morrow. With Bodo Hartvig as Ensign Brian Childers, Hannah Klang as Danny Hunter and receptionist, Toby Slagenveit Kaufman as Klingon warrior, Heather Ashley as computer voice. Special appearances by Brad Hathaway as Captain Jeffrey Pierce, Keith Harris as Admiral Alexander McKnight, Sean P. Teeling as Captain Lawrence Stiles, Michael Hudson as Lieutenant Paul Hewson, Joshua Williams as Commander Solak, and Alex Matthews as Turles. With Shadow McNamara Teeling as Muggle the Dog, Persephone Lejeune as Impersong's cat voice. Story by Sean P. Teeling and Melissa D. Wilson. Audio play by Darren Rosetta and Bodo Hartvig. 23rd Century Advisors, Joseph Bonis and Brad Hathaway. Editing, sound design, and music by Bodo Hartvig. Executive producers Rob Caves and Sean Paul Teeling. For further information, visit www.startrekgrissom.com.